Good evening, everybody. It's December 7th, 2023, 7:30 p.m. This is the Mayor and Council meeting for the Borough of Allendale. Linda, please call to order the meeting.
In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, the notice requirements have been satisfied. The meeting dates for the year are confirmed at the annual meeting, are posted on the public bulletin board in the municipal building and on the borough website, published in the record within the first 10 days of the new year, and copies are sent to the Ridgewood News and Star Ledger. Notice of this meeting by the November 21st, 2023 Sunshine Notice was sent to the record, the Ridgewood News and Star Ledger, and has been posted on the public bulletin board in the municipal building and borough website. Councilwoman Homan, absent. Councilwoman Lovasolo.
Here.
Councilman O'Connell.
Here.
Councilman O'Toole.
Here.
Councilman Yacarino.
Here.
Councilman Delavatio.
Here.
Mayor Wilzinski.
Here. Everybody, please rise with the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, next we have approval of minutes. Do I have a motion to approve November 9th combined work and regular session?
So moved. Second.
Second.
Councilwoman Homan, absent. Councilwoman Lovasolo.
Yes.
Councilman O'Connell.
Yes.
Councilman O'Toole.
Yes.
Councilman Yacarino.
Yes.
Councilman Delavatio.
Yes.
All right. Next, we have agenda review. We have two ordinances this evening that are second reading, and they are basically just cleaning up some language in our code for some positions. And then we have our consent agenda. Consent agendas are considered routine, but we've done a lot of work, so I'd like to go through some of these. The resolution 244 is the date, which is January 4th for our Synodiah and our reorg meeting. So we've been working pretty hard on that. 245, we're adopting some new personnel policies and procedures in our employee handbook, getting that all ready to go for the new year. Resolution 246 is we're adopting a civil rights policy, which is the affirmation that the borough is respectful and conducting business without any discrimination. We are also on resolution 248, appointing an interim Department of Public Works superintendent. Andy, welcome. Next, we have construct engineering that we'll be appointing. Tyler, you talk about that in your
Yeah, I'll mention it in my report.
in your report.
Yep.
Okay. And we then have an interlocal agreement for our courts between the borough of Allendale and the borough of Hoboken. Resolution 251, we're appointing Chris Bada as our new municipal judge. So that's going to be super as well. Let's see what else we have here. We also have our list of bills. I looked through that, Suzanne.
I did.
All right. And we are also awarding contracts. The lowest bids, we're getting a lot of our contracts out for some janitorial services and as well as some buildings and grounds. And 257 resolution, we're endorsing a resolution for a CDBG grant for $80,000 for roofing for our senior housing. And that's it. All right, so now let's go back and read ordinance 2317 to amend, supplement, and revise the code of the Borough of Allendale officers and employees of Chapter 53. Will you read that, please, Brenda?
The following ordinance published herewith was first read by title only on November 9, 2023, and posted on the bulletin board of the lobby of the municipal building and borough website. Ordinance 23-17, an ordinance to amend, supplement, and revise the code of the Borough of Allendale, officers and employees, Chapter 53.
Okay, as I mentioned, this is just tidying up language and clarifying the position of clerk. I'd like to open it to the public. Does the public have any comments on ordinance 23-17? Not seeing anybody. Do I have a motion?
So moved, Lovasolo.
Second, please.
Second, O'Connell.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Lovasolo.
Yes.
Councilman O'Connell.
Yes.
Councilman O'Toole.
Yes.
Councilman Yacarino.
Yes.
Councilman Delavatio.
Yes.
Next, we have ordinance 23-18. This is tidying up some language in for our borough administrator. Linda, will you please read ordinance 23-18?
The following ordinance published herewith was first read by title only on November 9, 2023, and posted on the public bulletin board of the lobby of the municipal building and borough website. Ordinance 23-18, an ordinance to amend, supplement, and revise the Code of the Borough of Allendale, Officers and Employers, Chapter 53.
I'd like to open it to the public. Does anybody from the public have anything any comments on ordinance 23-18? Not seeing anybody. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Happily, Lovasolo?
Second, please.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Lovasolo?
Yes.
Councilman O'Connell?
Yes.
Councilman O'Toole?
Yes.
Councilman Yakarino?
Yes.
Councilman Delavatio?
Yes.
Okay, next we have the consent agenda, which I just reviewed. Is there anybody from the public that has any comments on any items in the consent agenda? Not seeing anybody. We'll bring it back. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Lovasolo?
Yes.
Councilman O'Connell?
Yes.
Councilman O'Toole?
Yes.
Councilman Yakarino?
Abstain 23-256. Yes on the list, please.
Councilman Delavatio?
Yes.
All right. Next we have our council reports. Councilman Ed O'Connell, do you have a report, please?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I have no report for this month, but I would like to welcome Andy to the Allendale family.
Super.
Be happy working with you. Good luck.
Councilman Delavatio.
Mayor, I don't have a report this month. Our committee will meet next Thursday morning on a regular time, so I'll have a report for the following meeting. But I want to echo Councilman O'Connell and wishing Andy good luck and welcome aboard.
Councilwoman Lovasolo.
I do have a little report this month. It's on 3 different devices, so please hold on one second. First of all, I want to wish all of our residents and everyone across the state and the country and worldwide a very happy Hanukkah. I know it's a very bittersweet time for our friends, so I just want to say that our prayers are with you during Hanukkah. I have some things to report. So let me start with my one. We've had a really busy couple weeks, and some of the things we touched on even in the consent agenda, our personnel policies and procedures handbooks and employee handbook was kind of revised and streamlined thanks to our new borough administrator, Allison. So I want to thank her for that. We happily interviewed lots of really wonderful candidates for the position of Department of Public Works Superintendent, and I'm very happy to welcome Andy Agugliero. Yeah, Agugliero here tonight. Andy lives in Waldwick. He is a very seasoned professional. He comes from the county, and we are so happy to welcome you to Allendale. So thanks for being here. Also, our CFO sent out a capital budget request sheets to all of our departments, as well as the library this year. So they're responding with their capital requests for the upcoming year. Just a quick thing, the Green Team has been up and running with some wonderful brand new ideas. I am the liaison to the Green Team. Thank you, Mark, for being here tonight. One idea that they're floating for next year, and if you're like me who has her pumpkins by her garbage bin right now, I'm not quite sure what to do with them. They are proposing for next year, something for all of us to think about, a pumpkin smash, where the Green Team would come and collect pumpkins and gourds and corn stalks and what have you, and just charge a minor fee for the collection. Is that right, Mark? After in a little bit, yeah.
Smash.
Yeah.
Checking.
Would it be fun? I guess words not. Anyway, you can explain it later. And then also, just as a reminder, the Green Team is still selling composting bins and rain barrels. They might make a nice Christmas present or holiday present for someone. And then just a few updates on behalf of the library. I'm going to give library reports, just a very quick overview at the first meeting of the month of the mayor and council. So on December 11th, the library is having a Hanukkah celebration and craft for our children. On the 19th, they're doing musical munchkins. And on December 20th, it's Adopt a Stuffed Therapy Dog event. There's also some programs for our adults. This one sounds like fun. Matt, I think this is up your alley. It's a program about funny programs, the greatest sitcoms of all time. That's going to be on December 12th at the library. As always, they'd like you to join them for the regular yoga classes, meditation, weekly movie matinees, and book clubs. And that is it.
Super. Thank you very much. Then O'Toole.
Yes, indeed. First, I'd like to welcome Andy. Welcome aboard. Congratulations. The Public Safety Committee has not met as a committee since our last meeting due to everyone's packed schedules in December. We've had a few phone calls, but that doesn't mean that things aren't happening. It's very busy all the time. As we sit here, the fire department, AVAC, APD, and CERT are sitting at the fire department, attending an electrical system safety training class taught by Orange and Rockland. The APD and the fire department are working with the CFO and with us on the council to develop fiscally responsible operating and capital budgets for next year. Chief Dillon recently attended the countywide candlelight vigil for DWI victims. And while we were down at the League of Municipalities a few weeks ago, Chief Dillon and I met with various vendors to discuss new public safety technologies. I was asked via Mark about the status of our grant for EV chargers in town, which was something that I think is a great opportunity for us. We were not awarded that grant, but our grant writer tells us that in 2024 there will be many more opportunities. So when they come up, she's going to let us know and we'll apply for them again. And finally, this afternoon, I received an email from the New York Blood Center thanking us for hosting the drive back in October and asking, because there's such a need for more blood, if we'd be willing to host 2 next year. So they'd like to do one in February and then one in the fall. So looks like we're having 2 next year.
That's great.
So excellent. Are you going to give blood twice?
Possibly.
Laugh and get your note.
Possibly. It might be. I actually got my blood donor card today and found out that my blood went to Harlem.
Not a far way to go.
No.
All right.
So that's all I got.
Okay.
I'm up. All right.
Karina.
Mayor, I'll keep my report short this evening, but one thing that I wanted to highlight, which is on the agenda for this evening, is we'll be officially awarding phase 1 of the concession stand project to Construct. As I've noted at previous meetings, we're very happy to be working with this vendor. It is an Allendale resident who are members of Crestwood Lake, so they're very familiar with the Crestwood facility. Their family regularly attends Crestwood Lake, so it's nice to have somebody working on the project that has a vested interest as much as we do. So we're really excited. I'll be meeting with him in the next couple of weeks just to make sure that the project is up and running now that we're officially awarding that. We have not had a facilities meeting since our last council meeting, but I'm looking to have something next week before the end of the year, and also checking in with Ron before he sails off to make sure that all of those loose ends are tied up and to check in with him with regard to certain matters. And other than that, I will have more to report the next meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right. Staff reports. Linda Servino, our clerk.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to thank John Gill, Amanda Richards of the clerk's office, and also Allison Altano for participating in the Bergen County's Winter Wonderland in Van Son Park. The theme of Allendale's tree is Crestwood Christmas. John Gill posted the picture of the nicely decorated Christmas tree on the Borough Facebook page, so everyone should check that out. They did a beautiful job. And I also want to welcome Andy to the Borough of Allendale.
John Gill, our Director of Communications.
Welcome, Andy. Looking forward to working with you. Just end of the year tidying up, with the biggest being the garbage and recycling guide, which I know is always eagerly anticipated. Going to the printer probably early next week with in mailboxes the following.
Perfect. Excellent. Always fun. For Attorney Ray West.
Thank you, Mayor. Andy, welcome aboard. I'll say a robust 2 weeks in terms of things that had to get done. Crash course on Tuesday in reviewing bid specifications to make sure that they were on this evening's agenda. But I do, as I think I've already mentioned, want to compliment the preparation of the specs themselves. They were very, very well done. It made my job easy. Even though let's try not to do it on the Tuesday before Thursday meeting, but at least we all got it done. Some ordinance revisions, some of which are on this evening's agenda, and a couple of others that will be introduced in January during the new term. preparation of some contracts that are pending for review by the committee. As usual, busy couple of weeks, both with respect to Veolia and working out the balance of the easements. We are supposed to receive tomorrow the appraisal on the for the Green Acres purposes. Hopefully we will get that. At least it's been promised. Working with Councilwoman Homan on the Saddle River sewer issue, which we're going to continue to press. We've got to get some closure on that. And then on this evening's agenda, you saw some tidying up of developers agreements going back to the 1980s, which apparently had been sitting around and working with counsel for the developer and finally getting them cleaned up and off the books. That's it, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'll give my mayor's report. Of course, thank you. Welcome, Andy, to the Allendale family. I echo what everybody else said. We had long weeks of interviewing, and you really stood out and are a perfect fit. So we really look forward to working with you. Happy Hanukkah to everybody. I echo what Councilwoman Lovasello said. This is a very important year this year, considering the horrible acts of terror that happened on October 7th. So our hearts go out to our Jewish community. We will be having our menorah lighting on the 13th. However, we're trying to see if it's okay if we actually light it earlier because the 13th is kind of far away. So I wrote the rabbi today. We'll see. Probably not going to answer my email this evening, but maybe tomorrow. 210 West Crescent. So I signed the contract for the community center. Actually on October 31st. So, you know, this has been a very long project. It's technically been going on since 2015 when we were going to have that, where we're going to take the property via eminent domain because it's a very important piece of property for the borough. Fast forward, we had issues with the environment. We had COVID. And each time we were going to close, like on the back building and the front building, we were going to have a celebration and something happened. And we just never had the celebration. The money wasn't in the bank in time, or somebody had COVID or something like that. So now I finally have the opportunity to sign the contract, and the lawyer calls and he wants me to meet him at Borough Hall on 4:30 on October 31st. Well, I'm in one of those neighborhoods where you cannot get out of your house at past 3 o'clock. So I had to instruct him to come through my backyard, come into my kitchen. I'm in a witch's costume. And I'm signing it all by myself in my kitchen. So that was like the basic how this all kind of ended. And it's just very funny, the whole entire thing. But it is signed. We had our pre-con, was that last week or this week? Last week. So we're ready to go. We met with the new developer. Right now, they're in the process of inquiry. There's been a couple of RFIs come in. And they're basically ordering all the equipment. So as soon as that starts, they were hoping that we're going to be done sometime in the summer. So I look forward to seeing the progress on that, and I plan on posting it. So follow us on Facebook. So it's going to be very exciting. The 70 units are almost done, and they said by January, February, they should be actually renting them out. So they're actually advertising now, and the units are directly behind our building. Our building is going to be attached to it. PSE&G and Veolia has been in town for a long time and ripping up streets. They're actually on my street today. However, their infrastructure upgrades, it's all good. We're going to have hopefully no lead lines in Allendale, and we're going to have new bare steel pipes under the ground for the gas. It's just the perfect storm that they're doing it all at the same time. We are trying to get as many streets paved as we can. I just really want to thank the residents again for all of their patience through all of it. We've been trying to put our communications out there, but sometimes best laid plans, things change in the moment. So residents have been wonderful. APD has been wonderful adapting. So I just wanted to put that out there again. We went to the AC convention this month. We saw a lot of great speakers. It's always great to get everybody together. Always learn something. There's a big floor that we always pick up either something new in equipment or in software. So it was a really productive trip as usual. I also want to extend my condolences to Larry Morgan. He was a fighter in town. He's also a longtime Allendale resident, and his whole entire family is the epitome of, what Allendale's all about. They all volunteers. They're both on the ambulance corps as well as Larry being on the fire department, I think for almost 45 years. My gosh. both of his boys worked at Crestwood. Lauren, their daughter, was also a dispatcher, so they're just one of those families that is just in the fabric of Allendale, and we just really wish his family our condolences. So finally, we're thinking about some new changes for next year. We're trying to always make the borough run more efficiently. So we are looking into adjusting our committees. Right now we have 6 committees. And in order to do that, I need to appoint a special committee. And this committee that I will be appointing is going to consist of Council President Liz Holman, Councilwoman Suzanne Lobasolo, and Councilman Matt O'Toole. So they are going to review some options with our different committees, and they're going to report back on the December 21st meeting. And that is it for me. So
I just also wanted to, I think, because most of us attended the tree lighting in town. So I just wanted to thank our Allendale Police Department, our fire department, our ambulance squad, Chris Kunich and the Kunich family, as always. Who am I missing?
The Chamber of Commerce.
The Chamber of Commerce for organizing it, and our merchants for opening up, the ones that were open that evening. It was really great. And I got a wonderful compliment from one of the women in town who is a manager in one of the businesses. And she says, you know, Allendale has the most polite children. She said, everyone comes in here and they're so polite and they ask if they can have a cookie. And it was just really nice to hear. So once again, thank you, everyone. And it was a great night. Very rainy, but great night.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Anybody else have anything? Any unfinished business? Any new business? I'd like to open up the meeting to the public for any item to comment on. Come on up, Walter. State your name and address for the record, please.
Walter Whitmer, 38 Hamilton. 2 things I'd like to, I don't know about the tree service in Benson Park. I want to thank you for doing that.
Did you see it?
No, not this year.
Okay.
I saw it 2 years ago. It was horrible.
Oh, well, they weren't around. They didn't do it 2 years ago. They just started last.
I mentioned it to mayor and council at the time. But I want to thank you for that. And
it was the tree's
fault.
Coming off of COVID, it was a lot going on.
Allendale's the first tree.
Oh,
I mean, if it isn't decorated, it looks like it was terrible.
Well, did you see it this year? Go see it this year and come back.
I don't go over there too often.
Okay.
Oh, you have a picture of
It's out of my world.
Yeah, you have to show. John will show you a picture.
I'll show you the picture.
I think we should say a few words. I wish we were a public speaker on this issue. Today's December 7th, Pearl Harbor. And we should pay attention to the fact that a heck of a lot of kids died for us so that we could meet here today as a free nation.
100%.
Thank
you so much for bringing that up, Walter.
Again, I wish I could give you a nice speech in that, but I'm not.
That was just perfect.
But thank you.
Thank you.
3 cheers for the USA.
Amen.
Thanks, Walter. Anybody else from the public wish to speak? Mark, come on up.
Mark Savastano, 22 Breland Place. Quick question before I mention about the pumpkin smash. If we wanted to add more streetlights, like at night, is that something we talk directly with Orange and Rockland about, or does that go through the mayor and council to have that?
It's probably something with public safety. Is there a specific area that you're?
Well, yeah, I walked here, and as I got to the intersection right in front of Crestwood Lake, I don't know if there was ever a street light there or not, but it was so dark that I almost got hit by a car, even though I pressed the button for the flashing lights to cross. So
well, we could add to the public safety committee and see.
Shadows a couple of different committees.
Yeah.
We'll start the conversation in public safety.
Okay. And in reference to Matt's comment, we are starting to get more and more interesting questions from the residents. directed to the green team, and I passed them along as appropriate.
Yeah, I saw that EV one.
Yeah, and thank you, Matt, for responding.
Absolutely.
It was a very well worded question, and his response is genuine and is concerned. So,
Yeah.
I love when I get those questions. It shows that people are starting to be aware of the green team and use this as a way to either have an answer or pass it along to the appropriate person. Again, Andy, I'd like to welcome you. I did mention in our past meeting, which was on Monday, that I would like to have you join a green team meeting to talk about sustainable issues and maybe share ideas. So when it's appropriate,
He's got his
we
feet
can
wet
talk
first,
about
Mark.
that.
Don't
Yeah.
snag him yet.
Well, just want to put that out there.
He's ours first for a
Yes,
little while.
he is. And in regards to the pumpkin smash, this was brought up as part of one of the hub meetings, the Sustainable Jersey.
Oh, okay.
They've already done this in Teaneck, I believe in Hackensack as well. But they gather all of the pumpkins, and I'm not quite sure what the smashing is about. I want to get those details, but the idea is to keep that weight out of the trash stream. And
100%.
if you think about it, pumpkins and gourds, they're used for maybe a week or two, maybe 3, and then it just ends up in a garbage truck.
Yeah.
So since it's something that can be easily composted, and the company that has proposed sponsoring this is one of the companies that are willing to pick up from the residents
Okay.
that I spoke about earlier.
Yeah.
But also I thought it might be a good idea to speak to Home Depot and maybe some of the garden centers and ask them if they'd be willing to promote it, and that would help keep a great deal of unnecessary garbage out of the trash. So that's what it's about. And thank you again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mom.
Anybody else from the public wish to speak? Come on, Boy Scouts, come on up. Are you Boy Scouts, right? Come on up.
I'm Joshua. I'm Joshua Bello. I live at 108 Myrtle Ave. I was wondering who would be the correct person to talk to about doing an internship at the police station. Because I'm a junior at the high school, and there are senior internships next year. And I was wondering if I could get an internship in like dispatch or something.
We'll certainly get you in contact with Chief Dillon.
Right.
Yeah, we'll
start.
put that on the agenda.
Yep.
Are you going through, what's her name, Kim Hayes?
Yeah.
Through there, or is that, oh, you are, Ms. Hayes?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, we've actually had a lot of interns come through Northern Highlands, so we're always happy to accommodate them when we can. So we'll be happy to pass that along. And when will this be for?
Senior year next year.
Oh, next year. Okay, great. We'll have a lot of time to get it in order. Excellent. Thanks. All right. Anybody else from the public wish to speak? Anybody back there want to come on up? State your name for the record. You'll get credit, If it's on the record. No? All right. Not seeing anyone. I'd like to adjourn the meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.